All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Super Boob Tube Dudes podcast. I'm your host, Dante Serecchia, and along with me is...
Tyler Hoskin.
All right. Tyler, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just enjoying a nice long weekend.
I know, right? Oh, it's so nice. No Saturday work for me because
Yeah.
I already had Monday off. So,
Yeah, that's nice.
yeah, it's good. They had to give me one day for the holidays, so it's pretty good.
Well, as
How
long
was
as you
your,
get one day, it's all
huh?
good.
Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving? Oh my God, did I just say Thanksgiving?
Well,
How was your
Thanksgiving was a few months
Valentine's
ago.
Day? It's the food, I promise.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, up here in the world of Canada, we don't do the whole President's Day thing.
Right.
Our holiday is called Family Day.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So you guys mix that with your Valentine's Day?
Kinda. The Family Day only came into Ontario like 5 years ago or something.
Oh, really? So I guess you supposedly could have another Thanksgiving on Family Day.
You could, yeah. It's technically that's what it is anyway, right? It's a big.
Yeah, well, yeah, Thanksgiving, sure. You get everyone together, you eat the turkey and all that stuff.
It's kind of a new holiday in Ontario, so
Interesting.
there was no long weekend in Ontario until like 5 years ago. I think it was.
Oh, you mean during that sort of quote unquote President's Day?
Yeah, we didn't. There
holiday?
was we didn't. There was no long weekends in February at all until they invented the Family Day business. So it was.
That's kind of cool.
Fair. I think people just wanted an extra long weekend. Basically, have a long weekend every month of the year, and we'll be good.
Right. Well, let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's start with Monday. Let's do X-Files first. So, what did you think about this week? It was crazy.
This week was pretty crazy, for sure.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the previous weeks, but it was still very like it was kind of like a different feel, right? Like
yeah,
you got
it was like like how the change was from episode 2 to 3.
yeah, and it was. I mean, it was just awesome. Like just a different feel to it, and it was just so dramatic.
Right, very horror movie-esque.
Yeah.
With the whole FBI, them going around and trying to figure out what was going on. But like extreme horror movie, like the whole thing with like the guy just creating the idea, and with that whole like the Topa thing. I can't remember what was Venezuela or whatever kind of, I guess, magic or whatever that sort of thing was that guy did. He just like thought it into existence. That was just really kind of cool. I totally dug that. That's what made it like more scary, because it's something that you can't really control. It's just
there.
Yeah.
And it was doing what he wanted to do, but not the way he wanted. Like it was just so.
It was an
crazy.
evil thought that he didn't think of. It just kind of had a mind of its own.
Yeah.
Which is really creepy, and he looks so gross too. They did a good job with that.
The Band-Aid Man.
Yeah, or the trash man.
Yeah.
Band-Aid nose man. I thought that was really
Band-Aid
funny.
nose man. That's what it was. Yeah.
So if anybody's new listening, just to kind of go over that now that we talked about one show, our podcast is a TV superhero comic book style podcast for all you new listeners, and we talk about all the superhero shows, comic book TV shows. We talk about some comic news, and then we do some what we call Pixel Picks of the week toward the end of the podcast here, and we'll go through those when we get there. But we talk about Arrow, Gotham, Legends of Tomorrow, Lucifer, Agent Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Supergirl, Flash, Walking Dead, all that kind of stuff. And X-Files as well, because we just think it's awesome. So we go through that, and we discuss the shows real quick, and sometimes we do a review of an episode like in full length, but usually we kind of go through all the shows as we go down the list of what we've watched. And and anything new that we've kind of checked out, and then we'll give our plugs and just talk about stuff that we dug this week basically, and that's where we're going. So what shows do you watch everything this week, Tyler?
Yeah, I think I did watch everything this week, and I'm caught up on Lucifer now.
Oh, nice! You watched the third episode
I
today.
did watch the third episode, so I'm all caught
Nice.
up.
So why don't we talk about that? What do you think of the third episode?
You know, I'm starting to get more and more intrigued in the show. I like the fact that you know he's the devil, but you still feel for the detective going, is he really the devil? And now she's just trying to finally figure it in and out.
Right.
Like starting to believe him, I guess, because.
Well, especially with that third episode, yeah, like with the recording she had at the end of that episode,
Yeah,
of him pushing that guy who killed his client's I guess that one girl or whatever
yeah, it
that
was
the client slept with.
Yeah,
Oh man, that was crazy when he pushed him through the glass. I was like, whoa.
yeah, and it was just a little flick too. It was just like,
Yeah.
what? But
Yeah.
And I love how it's just like the anger comes out in him sometimes. It's just
Definitely.
just so
He just wants to punish those bad people, and that's what's kind of cool because he's kind of like a supernatural punisher, but he's like the devil at the same time, and he doesn't want to be the devil anymore, kind of thing. Like he is, and he likes to embrace it at times, but he doesn't want to be that guy who punishes souls for eternity in hell, kind of thing, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's, and then his human side kicks in.
Yeah.
And it's a very. I'm getting more and more invested in it as like the first episode. I was like, okay, this is an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
But in the third episode, I'm getting more and more invested. So I added it to my my recordings.
Oh, nice,
So,
nice. Yeah, I'm digging it too. I mean, by no means it's not the best comic book show on TV, but it is interesting, and
Yeah.
it has a different feel than anything else that's on TV, along with the whole you know procedural type drama or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. I think it's very different, which makes it intriguing to me, and kind of like it does. It has me invested with how he's reacting to all this earthly stuff that he's now kind of put himself into, which is kind of cool. What else? What was Agent Carter. I like this episode a lot more than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it was. It's finally starting to
kick in,
go somewhere, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it's kind of skipping ahead a bit, but with the fact that Haley Atwell's been cast in another show,
yeah,
it might mean the end of Agent Carter. And
I kind of think it is.
But I mean, like, how many seasons can Agent Carter really go until we get kind of caught up? You know, it's like there's a start and then there's an end.
Well, back in a couple, maybe a year ago or something, when this, like, right after everything was kind of happened with the first season of Agent Carter, they were like, oh, they can kind of do this until she gets old or has a family, whatever. But really, when do we know when she stops being an agent, So they were saying that she can, we'll have, they could do a whole, like, every season could be a different decade. But the way this season is, it's only a few years, like a couple of years after season one. So it's like 1949. It's not even 1950 yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were kind of like the people speculating were kind of saying they did it at the end of the 40s, and then they could do it in a season in the 50s and a season in the 60s and the 70s. And then, where is she going to be from there? She'll be old and have her family like,
and I mean,
like she showed in Cap 2.
You're not really going to see much action. Like, I think
Right.
a good way to end the show would be her starting S.H.I.E.L.D. and then that's it.
Yes, I think that might be where they're going to head here. So we have 3 episodes left?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is they're doing 8 or are they doing 10 episodes?
I will look it up right now.
Okay, I think it might be 8 still, but I think we may have talked about this before. I can't remember.
However,
10
episodes.
10. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we still have 5 episodes. There's still half a season.
Yeah.
So what they're setting up now is Madame Mask, basically.
Yes.
That character, Madame Mask. So, which is very different than how the comics is. I mean, we don't know what this stuff that she's kind of her body's kind of collected is gonna do to her, but
Yeah.
it is kind of messing her face up and making her, super strong.
Oh yeah, and every
So
time she I guess takes somebody or something inside her, it grows more.
right. So will she like lose that and then be Madame Mask like the comics, or will she always have that this stuff or whatever this goop is, this dark matter or whatever
Right.
in her? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's
that's kind of interesting. I really like that end the end little fight there. You had like Jarvis trying to stop that nuclear device,
yeah.
and then Agent Carter falling down onto
Getting
that
impaled. I thought she was
the
done for.
rebar.
Like, no.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, like she got stabbed. I thought something really bad was gonna happen,
Yeah.
but it only got her, right through her like side there, which is, I mean, obviously she wouldn't have been dead, but that's still pretty kind of scary with the show. Now, what else was going on with that episode in the beginning? You had and then the guy, the scientist,
Yeah.
he phased away.
He phased away. He phased away for a bit, and then, but he phased in too. Like,
Right.
so they had a little piece of the zero matter there, and he was kind of moving his hand, and it would kind of go to him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
And
he was like telekinesis kind of.
yeah, and it eventually he sucked it into him, and he became solid.
Oh right, that's right. She touched him, and then her hand went through him.
Yeah. So he was solid for a second. So like he's kind of the opposite to what Frost is at the moment.
Oh.
Right? Like
Oh
if you
yeah.
think about it, like
He might.
she is the zero matter,
Yeah.
and he needs it to get his,
Survive kind of
it's kind of,
to work.
yeah.
So he might be the one thing that they can use if they ever get him back, because he kind of phased away at the end there.
Yeah.
But he might be the thing that stops her.
Uh-huh.
Which that's kind of cool. A little foreshadowing, I guess.
Yeah.
There,
And I
like
mean,
the opposites.
and they're both having the same kind of visions, I guess, because they both said, "Oh, we need to go get the nuclear bomb."
That's right. That's right.
So,
Oh, that was
so there's a connection there.
It was a pretty good episode. I mean, it wasn't the best one of the season. I still think that like that 1 and 2 were a little bit better so far.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going somewhere now and getting into like the meat of the story since we're halfway through. So we still got the 5 episodes left, and we'll see how that goes. Let's bring on the Supergirl there. That was
Oh
that
my
was
God.
a wild episode. So good.
Supergirl was
Uh,
such a wild episode, and like just got me right in the feels.
Definitely at the toward the end there, and some surprises too, which I really
Yeah,
liked.
huge.
We had Supergirl and what Astra is Astra, right?
Astra, yeah, her aunt.
That's right. Her and I can't remember the guy's name, the other Kryptonian guy, but he was going to release that virus, or he was going to release the virus out there, and
His
didn't
name's
he
Non.
think Non? That's right. And didn't he think that? Oh yeah, that's right. The Black Mercy
Yep.
was on her. So she was inside, she was like Krypton in her head, basically.
Yeah.
She didn't know. Oh, that was so good.
That whole Krypton stuff, like I didn't know how well it would play out, but it played so well.
They did a really good job. I mean,
Really good job.
even the CG and like the city they had, and the young Kal-El was kind of cool. Her slowly forgetting, like the Black Mercy making her slowly forget Earth
Yeah.
and her other family, and just totally bringing her deeper and deeper into her fantasy was it was scary. It was like, oh my God, how is she gonna get out of this? And I was really surprised that they were able to do what they did in putting Alex inside her mind with the help of
with the Max Lord.
yeah, Max Lord. Yeah. It was pretty cool to see him kind of work with them.
Yeah.
Even though he is, a bad guy.
But they both needed, like, if there was no world, like, they were going to destroy the world if they succeeded, right? Like
well, that's the thing. Remember at the end, she said it was already released.
Oh yeah.
So it's out there. Like they're like, how do we stop it? After they got her out and she went to go fight Astra, and she's like, it can't be stopped. He's already released it. So you're just like, that's kind of like a cliffhanger. Like, no, I wouldn't say a huge cliffhanger, but a big enough one to be like, what the hell's gonna happen in the next episode? Yeah. So what is this stuff gonna do now that it's released into the atmosphere or whatever? Because they really hadn't discussed it. They just said it was a weapon.
Yeah, like we don't even really know what it is.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it was just Non put it out there, and then after Alex was able to pull Kara from her dream and kind of kill Black Mercy off.
Yep.
She just went on a rampage, and it was like, oh, that was so great too. Her speech to Non, and just like you made me lose them again, and it was just like, it was really heart-wrenching.
And like that's where it got me. Like you did this to me. You made me lose them again. And when she said again, it was like, oh.
Yeah, you're right, like twice now, because she
lost her family twice.
And it's not like Clark, because like Clark, Superman, he didn't really know his parents, so he didn't lose anybody really. I mean, to his knowledge, he just gained a new family as a baby. Yeah. But she was old enough to know a family and know what that is, and then to come back to it and then lose it all over again. And just it's a little bit more, a lot more heart-wrenching than just seeing Clark and his sort of family with that, because Clark had one family really, but Kara has two. Yeah. So it's just like double emotions right there. And now to be back and then just whooping his ass was great.
Whooped his ass.
It was really good. And then that surprise with Alex, I was like, what, with that sword when she grabbed
that's a pimpin' sword, like the kryptonite sword. Amazing.
Yeah. Like when she pulled the sword from the weapons vault, I'm like, what is she gonna do with that sword? Because we didn't even know what it was until it was stuck through Astra's chest.
Yeah, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, that was I think that one is like my what the F moment.
Yeah,
right
that
there,
was
it was like,
holy
fuck. It was close to it. But wow, I was just like, wow. I could not believe what was going on with that. And then who was fighting Martian Manhunter? Was he fighting Astra while she was fighting Non?
So Kara, Supergirl, was fighting Non, and Martian Manhunter and Alex were fighting Astra.
Right. And that's correct. She was like, Astra was choking out Martian Manhunter, and that's when she stabbed him.
Yeah. And then they called Kara over, and
mm-hmm. And they lied. That's right. Yeah. He's like, I killed her.
He took the blame.
Yeah, that was really good. I really liked that the turn of events of the story there. It was just that was a really cool moment to kind of witness, because just like, this is gonna come up some
it's
time.
Coming back for sure.
She was gonna tell her too, and then she totally decided to change her mind.
Yeah, which is funny.
Oh man, that was a pretty tough episode.
That for me, that entire episode is my feels.
Yeah, that definitely. That one was very very emotional with everything going on, especially with her, just being like elated back home with her family, and then to come back and just break down and just take all her anger out on Non.
Oh, for sure, it was nuts. I was very impressed. Like, I wasn't sure how this episode was gonna go, but the writing and the delivery, and it was just amazing. So good.
Yeah. What do we have next? Arrow. Yeah, I just watched the last half of it today. I think I fell asleep when I tried to watch it the first time. Just tired from the week. Yeah. But great ending. Kind of a slow start, slow first half of that episode, but the ending picked up, and I was like, wow, I missed a lot.
Yeah, a lot happened in that episode for sure.
Oh man, I was so surprised with the turn of events with the whole League of Assassins and Ra's al Ghul stuff. Um, I couldn't believe that. And then, I mean, I thought there was going to be more calculator stuff going on, but that seemed just to be like here's a bad guy with a comic book bad guy name, and
Yeah, a little bit of a side story, kind of. It was
yeah,
smaller.
yeah. We had uh, what's his sister's name? I don't know why I forget her
Thea?
name. Yeah, we had Thea dying
Yeah.
still, needing that blue juice.
The lotus, the
The
lotus
lotus, yeah,
cure.
I know it's a flower. So the lotus juice from Nessa, but she wasn't going to give it up until Ra's al Ghul gave up his position,
Yeah.
and it was just like everyone was just picking the opposite thing everyone wanted. It
Yeah,
was
it
just
was it was
crazy.
all back and forth, and there's Oliver playing
The third party, yeah.
and just going out for himself, really.
Well, I mean, and then toward the end he decides, he's like, I have an idea, and he's like, I'm just gonna do the third option that I figured out,
Yeah.
and he takes, he's like, I'm your husband, I'm gonna take, because he's still married to, within the league's
Yeah.
views and eyes, that he's still married to Nessa, so
Yeah, exactly.
like he takes her place, and I couldn't believe I kind of thought he might kill Malcolm Merlin, but I was like, oh, he cut off his hand. I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the only way to really get the ring off, without him doing
killing
it
him.
himself. Yeah, without killing him. So, that was crazy. It was just weird. I was like, I guess that's the best way.
Yeah, and take off the hand that has the ring. It's mine now.
And then he gave it to Nessa, and everything was fine. But then you found out that Malcolm knows about his secret son.
Yeah, and we found that out earlier in the episode.
Right,
and
right,
it was,
right,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay, why is he telling him this? This is gonna come back later.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
lo and
so
behold, at the end of the episode, Merlin and Dark get together.
Yeah, Damien Dark. Now he knows. He has, Oliver has a son, and even Oliver doesn't even know his son. He just knows he has one.
Yeah.
So it's just like now he has to go back into his, ex-girlfriend's life and into his son's life, and his son doesn't even know that he's his dad. He just knows Oliver as Oliver.
Yeah, they're just buds. They just hang out.
Because that was during the crossover with the Flash.
Yeah.
So that was, I really liked that part of the crossover. It was interesting to see that happen with the Flash and Barry and everything like that. Kind of giving him advice, and especially with the whole time reversal thing when everyone died.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see this, his son kind of come back. I wasn't expecting that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays in the future for sure.
Yeah. But then you had Nessa totally disband the League of Assassins.
That was a surprising thing. I'm like, well,
very
wait, what?
surprising to me too. No more slaves. No one. My father's not going to have any more slaves. Even though he's dead, or is he really? Will he come back as the real Ra's al Ghul,
or is he?
Or
yeah.
You know what I mean? Now that there's got to be. I have this like fantasy in my head of like Talia al Ghul coming into the show, but she's such a Batman villain that I just don't see it happening. That's why they put Nessa in there instead. But so we know Talia is related to Nessa somehow.
Right.
But we've never seen her, or they won't ever talk about her. But I'm not sure how any of that would play in. But I would love to see if somewhere down the line she would come in and take the place of Nessa if Nessa dies or
maybe.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, or just Ra's al Ghul coming back, which would be probably easier since they don't want to use Talia or anything like that. But that'd be kind of interesting. And so then she burns, or she melts the ring too.
She melts the ring in front of Merlin and Oliver.
Yeah, and then that's what he's like, you know what? Screw this. There's no more League of Assassins. I'm just going to tell everything to Dark since Dark has the power now.
Yeah.
Dark is scary. I'm interested, to see what happens with him coming soon, because he's been in it and he's been away and he's been Legends of Tomorrow an episode, but not really doing anything, just kind of behind the scenes. Or was he?
Well, who knows?
No. Oh no, he was. No, remember Damien Dark was in that episode when they were in the doing the, what's it called, the arms deal. Remember?
Oh,
when,
that's right. Yes, that right.
The team
I forgot.
was buying weapons, or they were buying weapons that what's his name was selling, Vandal Savage.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting to see him, and you know what? He didn't age. You notice that? He was the same age.
Yeah.
So was he time traveling, or has he just looked that way for so long? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he's probably looked that way for so long due to what kind of power
The magic
he
that
has.
keeps him
yeah,
young,
exactly.
or whatever, or youngish.
Well, youngish, however he likes to look.
Yeah. Because he's very mystical and all that with the, like, sorcery and stuff. So I'm interested to see where he goes with the season 2, because now that Malcolm's kind of depowered in his own way, and the league is, kind of destroyed. What will, I mean, obviously he's coming back to do something to his son. So that's gonna bring out some pretty big feelings in Oliver.
Yeah, and I have a feeling too that Dark's magic stuff has something to do with Oliver's time on the island.
Oh, you think?
Because they're looking.
What do you mean?
The army dude is looking for some kind of magic stuff.
Oh, underneath that bunker, that's right.
Right? So
underneath the island, there's like something they're gonna dig, and we didn't really get to see what was gonna happen.
Yeah, so I have a feeling that relates to Dark somehow.
Do you think Dark is under there, or do you think Dark is kind of pulling the strings to make?
I think Dark is pulling the strings to get it.
Oh, okay. Like he has that's his team kind of behind, doing his dirty work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see something like that. That'd be interesting. So that's Arrow. What else we got? The Flash.
Do the Flash.
Amazing episode again.
Such a good episode.
Terrifying Zoom episode.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh man. So we had the Flash. They got to go find Jesse for Wells of Earth 2. So
off to Earth 2 we go.
Yeah, they go right through that portal, and we see like a whole bunch of different universes as they go through.
Oh, you see, there's so much you see.
There's like 6 things exactly. I paused them and looked and checked them out, and I wrote them down here for they're cool Easter eggs on our Pixel Picks of the Week.
Because the guy who plays Barry's dad was the Flash.
Yeah, in the 90s. Yeah.
In the 90s, and you do see him as the Flash in there.
Definitely. Yep.
So that was freaking cool.
Yeah, you see Gorilla Grodd.
Yep.
You see a different Arrow. I paused it, and it was really interesting because it didn't look like Ollie. It looks like a what's the Arrow's sidekick's name? It looks like Diggle in the Arrow suit. But I could be wrong.
I think it's gonna be his son in a different universe.
Oh, you think?
I think that's where they're going. That's my guess. Or or maybe it's something completely different because Amel has kind of leaked that he does have a goatee.
Right. See,
coming
soon. It didn't look like there was a guy with a goatee when I paused it. It looked like an African American guy under the hood. It was maybe it was just something different that they'll never get to. Or maybe it is something. I have no idea. But it didn't look like Ollie in the mask, which is very interesting. So then you had the Supergirl, which was the tease for the crossover.
Yeah, which was cool.
Then you had the Legion ring, which was really cool.
Yep.
And which was just a ring, like on like a little ring stand. And then you had Jonah Hex, which we'll definitely be seeing in Legends of
seeing
Tomorrow.
Him for sure.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Those are the six different things or universes or sidestep, timelines or whatever that we get to see.
Which is very, very cool.
What else we have with the Flash? They go through. They visit Cisco and Barry go through, and you have Wells is like everyone's welcoming Wells back, all his team at Star Labs, and Barry and Cisco are like taking pictures like it's a vacation at
Yeah,
first.
it's like a
It's like
sightseeing
what?
tour.
That was pretty good. Some good comedy with Cisco and them, and we find out you got Firestorm and Deathstorm, or Robbie Raymond and Caitlin Snow. That was really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I
Killer
liked Sierra
Frost.
as a bad guy. That was really good.
Yeah, no,
What do you
it was a
think
great
of
episode for
the
sure.
Cisco doppelganger?
Oh, the Cisco doppelganger was awesome. Just how he just kind of taunted the Earth One Cisco and just
He did a good job of acting, acting the bad guy. It's so interesting how different that they made him look, because he looks so young and like fresh and everything with the Cisco of Earth One, but then the Earth Two Cisco, he looked older. He looked more mature.
Yeah.
He looked scary and mean. It was so different. It looked like he could have been 10 years older as that Cisco Ramon, which is very interesting to me. They did a good job of separating the two characters that way. I think they were the most drastic differences of the characters, in my opinion. I mean, even with Iris's dad, with those differences, personal differences, but like the physical differences and the acting differences, it hit me differently with the two Ciscos. They felt so different, and I did really like to see that. But yeah, then also we had the Iris's dad, the lounge singer, and just hated Barry, which is so great. I loved that. It surprised me so much. What do you think of that?
Oh, and like just having everybody be so different in Earth 2 and not playing the same role. That was pretty cool to me.
And then I don't know what it is about the Flash, but every time Barry Grant Gustin gets those tears, it makes me want to freaking cry, man. Like, he's so good at he's like probably the best actor on that show, and him and Harrison Wells, Harrison Wells, that actor there, Tom Cavanaugh, they are the best actors on that show, and they always make me want to freaking cry when they're crying.
Yeah.
When he's talking to his mom and you see the phone with all the names.
Oh, and I had to pause that and read the names. So I was like, this is freaking awesome. You've got Bruce, and you assume it's Bruce Wayne.
No, definitely, because you had Diana and then
Hal.
like Hal Jordan.
Yeah, and then you've got Eddie on the phone too.
That's right. So Eddie is still alive in Earth 2.
Yeah.
So we can kind of scratch off Eddie as, well, maybe, we don't know, but we do know. We can scratch Eddie off the list of who Zoom is.
Yeah, I guess.
So, I mean, because remember, Wells says that in his... Oh, well, actually, that was Earth 1 timeline, wasn't it? Yeah, the Harrison Wells from the first season. That was
yeah.
That was the not Zoom, but Reverse Flash. He was just in the future, not from a different timeline,
right,
or a different universe. So we have that, and we still don't know who Zoom is. And
I think we're finding out this week, though.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard like there was a Zoom unmasking and everything. So Barry and his quote unquote wife Iris in Earth 2, which was a very cool surprise. She is the detective, and they try to take on Deathstorm and Killer Frost.
Yeah,
and then you get Reverb, who is the doppelganger of Cisco Vibe, and he's like, hey man, let's run this world, let's do this, and totally disobeying Zoom, which is a bad idea.
Yeah, clearly.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. And luckily that Killer Frost was like, we have to listen to Zoom. She really knew her place, and knew how bad Zoom could be. And man, they Firestorm or Deathstorm and Vibe did not make it. Vibrating hand through the heart is not fun. And also losing Joe
Yeah.
from Earth 2 as well. So 3 deaths in this episode was very surprising to me.
Yeah,
I
and
was
like when you think, oh, we're gonna kill off a main character, but maybe not a main character.
yeah.
And you're just like, okay, but you killed off 3 main characters from the other Earth.
Yeah, it was crazy because, I mean, a few weeks ago, we had, Robbie Amell saying online, he's like, my character kills someone. Which universe it is, we don't know, but he kills someone. And he did. He killed Joe, but then you're like, he dies and Cisco dies too because Zoom is such a badass and such a terrifying villain. You're just like, oh my God, there's 3 deaths in this episode. I always thought there was only going to be 1. And oh man, Zoom does not give a fuck. Like he just doesn't.
Does not care.
It's scary. It really is. And then you got Barry trapped, and we see those other guys in there. The guy with the mask. Who is that?
I don't know.
And then you have Jesse in there too, in that like glass prison, which I don't know how it could hold anybody, but I don't know. I mean, it's some kind of frequency or something, so the Flash can't vibrate through it or whatever. Because we've seen him vibrate through walls before, so I don't know why he wouldn't be able to vibrate through the glass or the molecules or whatever. So I'm not sure how he's stuck or how he can get out. But that's the cliffhanger. Basically, he's like, you're not leaving here ever.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
this is the last place you're ever gonna see.
Yeah, very scary Zoom. Oh man, just when the mask moves when he talks, that's so creepy. The blue lightning around him. So a great episode of The Flash. Very excited to see what happens next with that. And what else we have? Legend of Tomorrow. What did you think of this episode?
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
Oh, well, what did you think of Legend of Tomorrow?
Oh, Legends of Tomorrow it was an okay episode. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think for me the Legends is a little slower. Yeah,
this episode was not bad, but it wasn't as good as the one before. With everything that's going on, they're in the 80s. There was still no Vandal Savage this episode. We didn't see him, but we got different team ups again, which is cool. I don't know how long it's gonna last.
Yeah.
With them splitting up like they are, but I really like where it ended. Is all I have to say. So
yeah,
they're trying to stop this gamma radiation, and the fact that Vandal behind the scenes has these Russian guys trying to make their own firestorm. So that was really cool. And we had Professor Stein taking it up on himself after totally like berating and just tearing down his other half, Jackson, for being a child and everything.
Yeah.
Kind of becoming the hero of this episode and absorbing all that gamma radiation.
Right.
And he gets captured by the Russians. Then Heatwave gets captured along with Ray Palmer. It's just like, half the team is gone.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? And some of their bigger powerhouses. So
well, and I was intrigued to see that Palmer didn't go there in his suit.
Right. Yeah, it was very interesting. Like, why not go in your suit and at least shrink down or have some kind of protection?
It was a little strange to me, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they did that. Some either a writing choice or story idea. I'm not sure. Maybe just to get captured. It was just kind of like maybe he's doing repairs and his suit wasn't ready. I don't know. But I mean, because his suit was kind of wasn't it on the fritz last episode? And even though he I don't know, what was it? I can't. Maybe that's not it. Maybe I'm just making it up.
I think they fixed it. I think they fixed his suit.
I thought so too.
It was. I don't know. That was weird to me.
But anyway, so they're captured, and I saw pictures in online of like upcoming episode stuff, and like they're like being hung up and like shocked by the Russians, very Rambo and Lethal Weapon style.
Awesome.
So something bad's happened. Like you got Heat Wave and Ray Palmer like chained up with no shirts on, all wet and like bloody, and they're getting zapped by the Russians. It looks pretty. It looks like a pretty good episode. I think it'll be a lot better than this one. But very good setup on this episode to get them captured and then have the team try and save them. And maybe we'll see Vandal Savage come back in this next episode. I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, still no Hawkman. You got Hawkgirl and still trying to embrace her heritage, and trying to train with White Canary too. So that was pretty cool. But seriously, how many times is she going to mention that she, was a barista?
Bajillion times. It'll be the whole 5 years ago I was on an island.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
That's
like
what
they said it in the opening from like previously on last episode, and then they said it in the beginning, and then says it again in the middle of the episode. You're like, how really? We need to know this.
We know you were a freaking barista. We saw you in the Flash.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a little bit much with that. And that was the last superhero show, right?
Yeah. I want to say one thing about the Flash before we move on.
Yeah.
I know they had a bunch of Earth 2 stuff, but there was still Earth 1 stuff going on.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
With Jay, and they're working on getting up to the Velocity 9, I believe, or 8 or something. So to get him his powers back.
Velocity 8, yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's not. I thought maybe he was dependent on it, but he was using it and it was killing him. So it's kind of like a radiation.
Right, and that was Velocity 6.
Right.
So they've moved on to 7, and it almost worked.
Mm-hmm.
They're working on 8.
He tried to fight Neomancer. Was that right?
Geomancer.
And he barely gets a
shot
in at him.
And I believe Jay gets his speed back when Velocity 9 happens. From what I remember,
right?
of the Flash lore, I believe Velocity 9 gets him his powers back.
Oh, really? Okay. I see. I don't know very much of the Jay Garrick sort of side of the Flash stuff, so that's kind of cool. I'm interested to see where that goes. I really want him to get his speed back. It'd be cool to kind of see him, work with the Flash a bit, and then, get home and be able to stop Zoom. Maybe team up to stop Zoom with Barry. That'd be a really good team up. I like to see.
So I see him getting his powers back relatively soon, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, because he was the one, the only one who could really protect Earth 1 while Barry was with Cisco in Earth 2. So they tried to stop Geomancer, and he kind of just ran away, didn't he? They didn't like take him down.
Yeah, they didn't catch him or anything.
Yeah, he just kind of went away. He was trying to bring out the Flash, but he's like, the Flash isn't here. He would have been here already.
Yeah, he would have stopped me by now.
Yeah, so he kind of got away, which is interesting. And we find out that his doppelganger in Earth 2 has already died, so they didn't need to make up a name for Geomancer. He already had one from Earth 2.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. And Joe and oh man. Them trying to fix the portal to get them back. They're still trying to do that.
Yeah.
So, So now Barry, what I saw in the news for the stuff coming up, we have the Barry of Earth 2 is going to have to help Cisco and Harrison Wells to get Barry back, which is going to be an interesting thing because they really don't have any heroes to try and save the hero, except for Cisco, but he can't even use his powers right. Maybe his powers will kick in.
Well, I think now that he knows what he can do, and and Reverb died, he had the glasses.
Mm-hmm. So that's right.
I think
right.
Vibe Cisco will pick up those glasses that work, and he'll start to.
Yeah, that is a very good observation. I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea.
So I think that'll help for sure. So he'll have 2 pairs of glasses.
Yeah, one for each Earth, which is
Yeah.
kind of good. That's a really good. And then he has to learn that power, that like vibration wave power,
Whatever
which
it
is kind
was.
of
Yeah,
cool.
that was freaking sweet.
So you didn't watch Walking Dead, I take
No.
it, because you're not caught up.
No, I'm not caught up. So
I'm not gonna
I
talk about it.
I heard it was epic though.
Yes, I'm not gonna talk about it much, but I'm just like everything that I've wanted, like almost everything that I've wanted to happen is like finally happened from the comics, and it was just like, oh my god, I knew it was gonna happen, before which the big things that did happen
Right.
toward the end of the last episode before the break. I knew I was hoping it was going to happen, and then it did, and then even more cool stuff went on that I was like, oh my god! But definitely one of the best episodes of the series
Nice.
so far. And when you catch up, you're just going to be like, what? Blown away. Now, if that is okay, let's just go into our pixel picks of the week. All right, why don't you? What's your best fight?
I don't know.
It's a tough one.
It
this
was
week.
it was a tough one, and I think I'm gonna. Most of my picks are gonna be for Supergirl this week. I think.
Oh, okay.
Supergirl. I'm gonna go fight with Supergirl and Non.
Oh, okay. That was pretty good. She was whooping his ass.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
I was thinking between that and maybe the fight with the Arrow and against the League of Assassins.
Yeah.
With Black Canary and all them. But I'm gonna go with Walking Dead, and Rick kind of just goes on a like rampage against these walkers like solo, and it's just a horde of walkers that he's just hacking away just angrily, and he's just like seeing red, and that was a pretty
awesome.
good fight. But if I had to pick like a superhero show, I think I'd probably go with the Supergirl pick as well too. She was whooping his ass, and he was so strong when they fought the first time. So like just for her to just release all that anger after everything and just pound on him, it was pretty good. My most heroic character is Professor Stein, I think, absorbing the gamma rays.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was my he was probably the most heroic for me. It just very selfless, being the guy. I mean, finally seeing like his own personal hero moment in the show.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to say that it's hard to kind of visualize him being the hero when he's inside Jackson's head. So it was kind of cool to see him do something very heroic by himself with the powers that he does have, by himself, which was it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Totally taking away all the power from the Russians to make that firestorm they were trying to create. And what was yours?
I'm going Alex Danvers from Supergirl going into.
Yeah.
Right, like sacrificing yourself and going in there.
Yeah, because she didn't know she was going to get lost too.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. I when I thought about Alex in that situation as a heroic character, I thought of her like stabbing Astra, but then I didn't even think about her, taking that risk to go inside her mind, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What's your baddest ass villain?
You know what? I didn't really. This one, I think for the most part, I think I'm gonna have to go with like Merlin, because just for being a dick.
I'm gonna choose for you. It was Zoom.
Yeah, that's fair. Like it was.
Zoom was pretty bad. I mean, the 3 deaths. The 2 deaths.
That's
and
fair.
locking
Yeah.
up Barry. I think for me anyway, I think it's a little bit more hardcore than just like telling Dark that.
Yeah, I guess
that Ollie has a son.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Thank you for reminding me.
That was good. I almost forgot about Merlin, but yeah, he's pretty sneaky. Very he's such a liar, man. He's so back and forth.
Yeah. He's just out for himself.
Yeah, he really is. He really is just out for himself, and it's hard because you want to like him a little bit at sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, being Thea's dad and then helping Ollie in certain places, but it's all in service of like his greater need, which is it's pretty evil of him. He's a good character. And biggest feels, just like you, Kara and
Yeah.
Astra. Oh, and I mean,
Supergirl
well, Kara and
all the way.
Astra, along with, um, w- uh, with her sister Alex.
Yeah,
That
and just
was
losing the family, like
yeah, the whole thing, and the whole L family, you know,
the
and
whole
Krypton
third
and
act
stuff.
of that show was just
Yeah.
crushing.
Oh man. And how about your coolest use of powers and abilities?
Reverb, all the way.
Okay. Oh, that was good. I didn't. I'm gonna pick the. I think I'm going to pick Nessa's power to disband the league.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
I mean, I guess I'm not picking like a superpowers or whatever, but
Sure.
just her like her just the way that she was able to do that, it really surprised me. I was like, oh, I didn't even see that coming. You know?
Like that was a shocker for sure.
Yeah, I really dug that. I really dug that idea, and a very interesting twist to the show because you're like, whoa, the league's gone like that.
Yeah, or
like
is
there's
it?
such a big part of the show too.
Yeah, it has been for pretty much all the seasons, really.
Yeah, and your what the fuck moment or cliffhanger ending? What do you think?
I'm going to go.
There's so many this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Flash on this one.
Okay.
With
Okay.
the ending of everybody in that room and Barry not being trapped and. Oh.
Yeah, that was a very close to mine. I mean, I think I was a little bit more shocked. I mean, that was a good ending, because I mean, we had two endings that were very similar this week. We had the Flash and the Legends one, guys getting captured, and then it ending.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, you know, what
no.
the heck? But I think my most like surprised moment was I think when Astra got stabbed.
Yeah,
Kryptonite.
that's a shocker for sure.
I was like, whoa, they killed her off, because I mean, she was kind of turning to the light side, you know, but they had to stop her, even though they didn't know that what's it called? That stuff was going to be released, even though it wasn't already. They didn't know it was already released.
Right.
They thought they had to stop her, and oh man, when she stabbed her, I was like, whoa, that actually happened.
Yeah, that was crazy.
My overall show of the week was The Walking Dead, but if I had to choose anything other than that, that's like a superhero show.
Yeah.
It's definitely I don't know, it's really close between Flash and Supergirl, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Flash because the Earth 2 stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Supergirl for this one.
Oh, okay, all right, very good, very good. That is definitely a good choice.
But yeah, Flash was a close second for sure, because I think this week's Flash episode is gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, I couldn't. I mean, didn't this Flash have like the highest rated episode of the Flash ever?
I think so.
Yeah, they were saying something on the news, which we're not going to really get into today because we don't have very much time. There's not that much news, but we can kind of save it for next week.
Yeah.
But I think the Easter eggs, I think all the Flash universe.
Oh,
stuff.
the whole the entire Flash episode was basically just
all
Easter
that
eggs.
stuff. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it that we have. We talked about the Flash stuff coming up next week. Tom Welling saying that he doesn't think that his universe is really in the same universe as Supergirl. We got the new trailer for Daredevil season 2,
which I haven't watched yet, but I will.
You have to.
Yeah, I will be watching that soon. I only just saw it today.
And there's a part 2 of the trailer, like a second trailer coming out at the end of February in 2 weeks. So that'll be even cooler.
Awesome.
We talked about King Shark coming back and Zoom being unmasked next episode. Supergirl in the Fortress of Solitude. There's a cool picture of that. Silver Banshee appearing in Supergirl in the next episode, which will be very cool. Real quick, the Haley Atwell stuff we got to. She might not be doing another season of Agent Carter, which is interesting, kind of sad, but it kind of makes sense because these ratings in this season haven't been so hot.
No.
What else we have here? Talked about the Flash stuff. the voice actor who did the voice of Aqualad in Young Justice, saying there's a very good chance of a season 3, which is amazing because I love that show. And that is our last piece of news. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed the episode. We'll be back next week. Do you want to go into the social media stuff real quick, since we have kind of the time if we do?
Sure, why not? So we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Super Boob Tube Dudes. We're also on Twitter, at Boob Tube Dudes. We have one of those Google Plus pages that everybody uses. And if you need to find us easier than typing superboobtubedudes.com in, just go to rabblepress.com and you'll find us there, as well as all of our other podcasts.
That's true. And then we'll be doing when do you think our ratings stuff will be up? Have you been working on some of that? Or
hopefully by the end of this week.
Okay, nice.
For next episode.
Now, did I give you all the ratings for the shows that we watched this week?
I think you did.
This week, right?
Yes.
I don't know if I missed one or not.
I will look back through our messages and let you know.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna get those ratings up, and you'll be able to see ours sometime soon. Hopefully next week, and if not, then the week after. But bear with us on that, and then we'll try and get you listeners to also rate the shows as well.
Yes.
And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So we'll get more into that as it gets closer and on the website and everything like that. All right, and we'll let you know on all our social media outlets as we move forward. So in the meantime, guys, thanks for listening, and I've been Dante Serecchia.
And I'm Tyler Hoskins.
And keep on tubing, guys. Thanks.